Hey guys, it's Brian, and welcome back to Mail Call Tuesday. We missed doing Mail Call Monday yesterday because we were out about doing things, and we were over at Andy's and hanging out with Andy and talking to Lucas C, and we bumped into a good friend of ours. His name is Bob. So we hung out there and pretty much blew the entire afternoon. We did get some purchases though. Primer. So made a slight discovery. There's the Tamiya Fine Surface Spray, which is something we all know and love. But there's also something that's not fine surface spray. So I picked up a can of this because I was wondering if this stuff here, that's not the fine surface stuff, has a little bit more of a filler type of, it's like a little bit of a thicker consistency perhaps. I'm wondering if that might actually be kind of cool for the 3D print that we're working on. The Mando, 3D print Mando that we're kind of fooling around with. The camera does not like stuff being shoved in its face apparently. But yeah, we're wondering if perhaps the not fine primer is possibly a little bit of a thicker consistency and perhaps do a little bit of filling and stuff. So I'm hoping that that'll work out on the Mando figure. His head just fell off. But we do actually have something in the mail to show you guys. We got something all the way from Denmark. From our good friend Kim over at Kim's Custom Garage. I'm sorry, I'm looking for Mando's head. It rolled off the counter. But thank you very much, Kim, for the very, very kind words on the back of the card. And what's funny is somehow, for some reason, I sent Kim 2 cards, and Kim returned the favor by sending me 2 cards. But that wasn't all. That wasn't all that was hidden in that little tiny envelope. There was also decals for the Johan ambulance. So this, my friend, is very awesome. Thank you so much for these. I'm going to put these in the box with the actual ambulance here at the end of the video when we're all done with that. But again, I am in your debt, sir. Thank you very much for doing that. And then let's see, that's going to be basically it for what we have going on here. So we're going to do sort of like a show and tell. And we're going to talk about the 5 models that we have done for the 48-hour group build. This last weekend was the end of the 40-hour group build, and this has been the 5th year that we participated in it. And as I told Craig before, he can count on our support and our participation. That is a hard word to say. We'll be joining in for everyone that he chooses to host and from now on. So he can count on us for the end of time or until something happens before that. So again, we're going to switch over to that and we'll talk to you guys in a little bit. Okay, so we're going to start off with the very, very first one that we did for the very, very first 48-hour group build that we participated in. And this is the Gunzi Sangyo Lancia Stratus. This is the road race rally version, I suppose, with the gigantic chin spoiler. This is a battery operated toy that they sell as a model kit, but it was perfect for the very, very first group build I had ever done. That was, on a super short time limit. We'll notice that it is missing a mirror. I do not know where that's at. I just got this out of the display case and recognized that that is missing. I created a couple of rules for myself when I was making this car here. I decided that something with a lot of decals was not a good idea for me. I'm not a master decaler, so I don't do very well with it. So we did our very, very best. I mean, most of the actual build was just lathering this thing up with decal solvent solution. I think I was using the red stuff from Microsol, and letting it do its job. But that takes time, and that's the thing we don't got. So we just did our best doing some detail painting here and there, since there really wasn't much going on with the car. We did paint, it was molded in white, but we did paint it white to make it an even coloring and stuff. The rear wing was actually molded in white, I believe. We painted that black, and then this little roll bar here, we painted that black also, and then we did some flat black on the louvers there, and then the little deals that the scoops actually glue in from the inside, those were molded in white also. We painted those black. And then we did have some trouble with the decals. You can see right here in the center of the number 2 where it kind of peeled up a little bit. But all in all, it was a fun build, and I really enjoyed the participation. I'm having a hard time with my P words today. We did enjoy the participation aspect of doing all this stuff. And if you can see in the cockpit there, we did do a little bit of gauge work. We did kind of detail the steering wheel a little bit. So, we had a lot to do while we were waiting for all these decals to soften up and do their job. But I had never heard of Modal before. I had to actually look it up and find out that it really was an actual, it still is an actual brand of lubricant. So I was like, oh, that's kind of cool. Awesome. I always thought it was made up. And there are photographs of a vehicle with this particular type of livery on it, but it's not this car. I think it's a Toyota. But it was kind of cool to see that also. Underneath, you can see the battery compartment, the on-off switch, and what that's supposed to be a differential. It looks like a peanut. We did do a little bit of weathering on the exhaust turbo system, the exhaust/turbo system. A little bit of bluing on there, just kind of goofing around, having some fun. But it's a very nice. Oh, look at that! The glass is falling out. Hooray! It is a nice looking piece for the shelf. Got to go look around for that mirror and see if we can't find that one. And no, you're not seeing double. This is the second entry for the second 48-hour group build that we had participated in, which was the very next year. And I liked that last kit so much, I went out and found this guy, and it was a reasonable price. It wasn't, it wasn't budget bending by any means. It is a simplified kit. It was a little bit pricey because it was a Gunsanyo thingy, but I had to have it because the All-Italia livery is my favorite livery for the Lancia Stratos car, and I couldn't resist it. So again, built up exactly the same as the other vehicle did, as the Modal one did, but it is just a little bit different color packet for the decals and stuff, of course. But then we also paint the wheels red. The car was molded in white, and we did that in TS26, which is, I believe, pure white. From Tamiya. And then this one actually has its mirror on there, but and the window staying in place too. But we learned our lessons on the last one, what to focus on, and that was going to be the decal. So the first thing we did was we washed the body, painted it, and then let that cure up as long as we could, and then just started working on the decals, and everything else was ancillary to that. As we can see, this wing here is molded in white, so we just painted it white. That's what the instructions wanted. I think it looks fits the part just great. And then we did just a little bit of exhaust staining on the turbo in the back there. Again, just a tiny bit of detailing on the actual gauges, if you can see those right through there. And basically that was it. It was kind of fun to do two kits that were similar but a little bit different for the first two group builds. I'm going to set this one on the desk. The other one is sitting in the wings waiting to be repaired, so we'll get onto that a little bit later on today. And then for our third entry for the third year that we are participating, we decided to up the ante a little bit and go with a Fujimi kit. This is it was a Fujimi kit, but it was imported by MRC, Model Rectifying Corporation. I don't know how things were working back in the 90s, but I think the kit, that was about the vintage for the kit. Anyway, I love Ferrari F40s. I always thought they were a very cool car because of how insane they were. And this one is a curbside. I figured that this would be a really fun addition. Look at how many decals it's got. 3. That's it. So we went with this guy here. The windows, I think, were all one piece, like a horseshoe shape. Very easy to deal with. And then there was this large piece here with the louvers in it that went in for the back there. The kit did have a piece of screen that goes along the back there, and what's funny is that the license plate card and the taillights actually just glue to the screen. Is kind of like a just put them here type of thing. So I was like, oh, okay, cool. We did paint this one in, I think it was TS8, which is the bright red. I'm not quite sure. No, that's the Italian red, excuse me. So I used the Italian red on this guy here. And I've been told many times that these mirrors ain't right. Those are not the mirrors you would see on a Ferrari F40, but and they're a little wonkified there. But again, it's what came in the kit, and I was pushing the envelope on time for this guy here. I did like the fact that the Fujimi kit had these satin molded chrome wheels. I really like that when they do the satin type of look to that kind of thing, because I just did an actual uh, black wash with some panel liner just to help deepen those up a little bit and take down a little bit of the glare. That worked out just great. Did just the barest minimum window trim around the whole car, and then we were having a double of a time with these lenses here, so I ended up just spraying them the smoke color. I like that look a lot better than painting the buckets black that were supposed to be back there. And then of course another piece of screen that goes along the front here, and that was a metal screen, and it was sharp. I remember the having to pick a few of those out of my hand. Underneath, pretty basic. It was like probably one or two steps above the last two kits that we did that were battery operated toys. And then down inside there, it's a little hard to see the engine because of the louvers and how they catch the light, but there was a lot of detail work that we could paint up inside the engine bay area. So we did have our fun with that. And one thing about this kit that actually freaked me out was I noticed that it only says F40 on the right side of the car. I actually had to go look that up and find out that that's true. It's only on the one side. It's not on the other side. I thought that was kind of strange, but it is what it is. So, there we go. But yeah, that was our third round for the 48-hour group build. And now for our fourth attempt at the group build, we decided to go ahead and just use this snap together Jeep that we got from Revell. This is the Lifeguard version. This is actually a really good kit. I know that the Heathers are dueling over this kit right now, and they're doing a killer job. Both of them are. It is a fun kit to build. Fred Henry actually talked about a different version of this kit in a video I had just watched the other day. And how easy it is to build and how easy it is to modify and do stuff to. I built another version of this Jeep for my niece in Alaska because she has this actual model of Jeep, and we just painted it the correct color for her. But we had a lot of fun doing this one because it was, again, easy to put together, but there were some painting challenges that we had faced. I think we were using, this one is TS56. This is I think it's called Brilliant Orange, and I freaking love that color. It's actually showing up on camera very, very close to what it really does look like to the eye. And I just had a lot of fun, and I put New Jersey license plates on it to honor our friend Craig, who hosts these 48-hour group builds, and another pizza box that we got from our friend Steve, the model minion, with the pizza inside. So and the reason why I did that was because up until this last one, I always had a tradition of ordering a pizza and having it show up just a few minutes after 8 p.m. So I had something to snack on while I was working. But this last build, I did not do that because the floodgates had opened on everything that goes on in my world, and it all happened at 8 p.m. Friday night. So yeah, we did a little bit of weathering on the tires and stuff like that, and then we'll take this off and set that aside. Don't want to spill that. And then we did a little bit of weathering underneath to make that look a little more realistic. And we painted the springs red that you can't see because they're hidden pretty well. But yeah, this was a lot of fun. I do have, I think, 2 more of these in my stash to goof around with and have some fun. But I recommend this kit. If you ever find this on the shelf or at a swap meet for a reasonable price, pick it up, grab it, just put it in the stash. Even if you have no idea what to do with it, just go ahead and grab it. And of course, the cut to grass. We have the little Fiat 500D from Gunsangyo. So that makes 3 Gunsy Sangyo kits that we have in the group of 5 here. But I'll tell you something. I did not realize this until I was doing a little bit of reading about Fiat, the company of Fiat, just out of curiosity, because we know it's an Italian car maker, and it's a juggernaut in Italy for car manufacturing, and it owns a lot of different licenses for other car manufacturers. And up until recently, I want to say within the last few years, Fiat, whose parent company, I can't remember their name right now, but their parent company owns, of course, Fiat. They own Chrysler / Jeep. They owned a controlling interest in Ferrari, and they also owned the Lancia badge. So I didn't realize it, but for the last 5 years here, I've been building cars owned by Fiat. I mean, that is just kind of fun, right? But yeah, it's next year I'm going to be challenged to find something that's another brand that's owned by Fiat. Oh, they own Vauxhall. I don't know if I wonder if I can come up with a Vauxhall. But yeah, this little guy here, we did a nice little video about this the other day, and y'all really seem to like it, and I appreciate that very much. But oh, he's just too cute. He's just way too cute. So he's going to go. I'm going to have an area set aside for displaying the 48-hour group build stuff. But yeah, I just really adore this little dude here, and thank you all for the very kind comments on this build. I appreciate that greatly. I do apologize about just giving you a heart on the comment, because honestly I didn't have a lot of time to respond to stuff. So I wanted to let you guys know that I did read your comment, I did give it a heart, and that means that you know, according to the YouTube algorithms, that lets you guys know I directly commented back, type of thing, rather than doing a thumbs up, because it's anonymous and it means crap. So when responding to comments. So yeah, so thank you all very much for the support. We greatly appreciate that. All right, y'all, we're going to go ahead and sign off, go find some lunch, and get on with our day. And everybody else have a great time. Thanks again to Kim over at Kim's Custom Garage for the card swap and the decals. Those are going to go, I swear we're going to build that thing sometime here soon. And I am indebted to you, for my friend. So thank you. All right, y'all, take it easy, and we'll talk to you in the next one. Bye.